The 1,000 word challenge. 1,000 words. On the edge of a secluded village, a peculiar fog rolled in, hiding secrets that whispered in the night. The whispering wasn't new here. Every woman in Creswick could whisper. Mothers had been teaching their daughters since the village had grown up around the wellspring that called their ancestors down from the mountains. From the moment of her first blood, a female child of Creswick could send her voice into the minds of others and speak in a still, small whisper. At first, their whisper could only reach as far as their arm, to those they held closest to their hearts, but with patience and practice, Creswick women could whisper over great distances. The greatest among them, the village chief, could send her whisper across plains and oceans to any person she had touched. The village chief used her whisper to make the village rich, strong, and powerful, so, despite its size, it was beginning to have greater and greater influence over the valley. Under her leadership, the village was extending its borders and would soon be a village no more, but a thriving town. And still, it was seen that only daughters born of women who themselves had been born in Creswick had the gift of the whisper. The whisper that came that night, with the creeping fog, was different. It was deep, coarse, and menacing. There was a distortion to it, like a blunt blade being forced through fracturing glass. Though the voice spoke in hushed tones, the words it uttered were deafening, consuming all the women that heard it. The distortion in the whisper grappled their minds, but it was the whisperer's voice that stunned them. The voice was male. No man had ever whispered before. His voice stole into their minds, whispering, "The power you hold, I now wield, witches. Abandon hope. I come for you all." He came for them that very night, as the full hunter's moon rose over the village, casting shaded silhouettes of thatched houses upon packed earth lanes. He came for them in their dreams, where they had little defence against him. Only in their dreams could they not tear themselves away from the man's rhetoric. No living person had been able to whisper into a sleeping mind. No woman whisperer could have ever conceived or shielded themselves from an attack against them as they slept. His whisper sent them into terror and torment with prophecies so real they forgot they were dreaming at all. Visions of burning homes and defiled women, and of a man standing at the wellspring, laughing. He repeated the whisper again and again and again, beating their brains until they bled with the horror of it. Together the women of Creswick rose from their beds. Silently they stumbled around their homes until they came upon and closed their hands around any weapon they could find. A poker, a heavy tome, a kettle, a walking stick, a knife. While the peaceful village slept, they stood over burdened beds in their own home, and in their slumber they killed that which haunted them. They killed those who bore the pitch and tone of the whisperer. They killed every man and boy and any woman that stood in their way, cutting down their husbands, brothers, and sons. Once their hands were slick with the blood of their kin, they marched forth to find others to slaughter. Any resistance was snuffed out violently. The bodies lay strewn in the homes and the doorways and the lanes of the village, making the dry earth wet with bloody massacre. The village chief's hand trembled. Aloft she held the staff of ivory wood and gold grain, the token of her office, and beneath its path lay her husband. The whisperer willed her to slay him, to slay those that threatened the women of Creswick. The darkness of the whisper closed around her mind until it was all but consumed. All but for one spark of thought. She spoke that spark as she blew upon it, giving it life and flame until it became an inferno that burnt her throat and scorched her lips as she awoke, shouting, "My mind is my own, and I do no one's will but mine." She shouted so loud that she woke her husband, so loud she woke her son, so loud that every whispering woman carved a path towards her home that looked out on the shrine that encircled the wellspring. The door splintered, and the whispering women stormed into her home and tore her family from her. They charged through her son's door before they could reach him, before they could fathom the terror of the assault that was coming. His infant shrieks rent the air and the village chief's heart. Their death did not satiate the mob. They unleashed their wrath upon them until their own breath became ragged and still. Her husband's last act was to thrust her through the window and beg her to flee. She crashed to the ground, breaking her arm in the fall. In the other she cradled the staff, the last symbol of home, and she fled, weeping. Through the blur of tears she saw a figure leaning against the marble wellspring shrine. Wedged in with the scream, she heard a laugh that crackled through the air into her mind, carrying his whisper. I warned you, witch. Power is for the wolves, not for the sheep. She made no reply. She closed her mind to thought and ran until her feet bled. He laughed. She was weak and unworthy. He would wield the whisper for its true purpose. Power. He turned into the shrine, stopping at the edge of the crystal water. He pulled the stopper from the black vial of ichor and poisoned the wellspring. It would birth no more whisperers. Dawn rose on the village, but not a soul rose with it. Creswick was a ghost town now.